One thing about firearms and even life in general is that no matter how great something is, there are always being naysayers, people who just think it isn't great enough. And so, we have a lot of handguns that the majority think are great, but some just won't have it. I'm sure you saw the title of this video and thought, why would the worst handgun still sell like crazy? Well, it's because my worst could be your best and your best my worst. You know how they say it. One man's food is another man's poison. The point here is that the pistols I'm about to review aren't exactly every shooter's favorite, in which case they're the worst. But when we take an honest good look at them, they aren't the worst on the market, and that's why they sell like crazy. Let me show you some of the pistols that I'm talking about. If you didn't regard them before now, perhaps you'll change your mind about how you see them after watching this video. How often do you hear Wilson Combat pop up in a conversation about great 9mm pistols? I'm gonna guess not often enough, but that doesn't mean Wilson Combat doesn't make amazing guns. In fact, the Vickers Edition Glock 19 is one of their remarkable pieces to say the least. The gun's built on the Glock 19 platform and features a couple of upgrades to the original. While having every other thing similar to the Glock 19, like the lightweight striker-fired operation and a 4+inch barrel, the upgrade places more emphasis on the trigger and sight. The trigger improvement results in a gun more suitable for tactical application right out of the box. It features Wilson Combat battle sight on the rear and fiber optic front sight that actually produce better sight pictures. Although it's not exactly optics ready, it does feature light rails with Glock standard reliability to back it up. I think its full glory shines in action. The gun delivered a strong velocity over other tested guns in its category, making it outstanding. Y'all know Wilson makes really impressive 1911s, so they put all that energy into making this gun feel and perform like an actual Glock, but with a bit of spices. To spice things up, the Vickers Edition Glock 19 features a double action operation, a 15-round capacity, trigger lever safety, and a black phosphate finish to add some sleekness to its appearance. I should mention that the back strap is replaceable and the magazine release and slide stop are custom grade. It sure comes at a high-end $1,375 price tag, which is actually a turn-off for many, seeing as how Glocks usually cost less. Caltech's first striker-fired design turned out to be an amazing piece. Revealed at the SHOT Show in the year of its production, the P15 is a high-velocity concealed carry pistol that doesn't sacrifice firepower and usefulness for concealability. I know it's hard to trust compact pistols to have a comfortable grip and not feel snappy these days, but after trying out the Celtic P15 myself, I think it's worth giving a shot. One of my favorite things about the gun is its sleek design and clean engineering. Unless you're just looking for a fancy tool to carry around, the appearance of a pistol isn't quite a priority nowadays. Yet I love that manufacturers are actually making efforts to make good-looking handguns that still perform excellently. Another amazing thing is that if you're not a fan for grip safeties, you can decide to deactivate the one on this gun, which in turn deactivates the magazine disconnect. However, you can still decide to have one without the other. The P15 is optics ready and allows red dot installation, and just for the record, accuracy, control, and performance are all guaranteed. Going for as low as $425, with its aluminum counterpart going for as high as $795, the Celtic P15 is lightweight and concealed carry perfect right out of the box. Another one of those hybrid guns that easily get cancelled is the Glock 49 MOS. You know how some people would rather carry a Glock 19 or 17 rather than a gun that's a mix of both? Yep, that's how many people miss out on the goodness of this gun. The Glock 49 is a remarkable effort from Glock to meet the demands of the market. It has the slide of a Glock 17, the frame of a Glock 19, and still maintains comfortable barrel length, sight radius, and performance. The Glock 49 isn't easy to come by because it's a limited edition model, and so not everyone gets to taste the gun in action. As soon as I was able to lay my hands on the gun, I ran it through its paces and was impressed by how wonderful it performed. A typical Glock with the same accuracy and reliability as its older brothers. Born from a collabo between Tallow Distributions and Glock, the 49 MOS is a lock breech recoil-operated semi-auto which uses Glock's modular optic system. As an offspring of the Gen 5 pistols, it lacks finger grooves, but its backstrap is interchangeable. With a 15-round capacity and a price tag of $745, the gun isn't exactly the worst gun you'll encounter. When it comes to the opportunity to enjoy a great shooting experience, women aren't left out of the thrill. Thanks to Walther's thoughtfulness to create a handgun best suited for feminine hands and features, the F Series of Walther PDP turns out to be quite impressive. It's easy to think that the compact model of a full-sized gun is basically a shrunk-down version that destroys every good thing about the gun, but that's not the case here. While the F Series does feature a reduced size, a slim profile to accommodate smaller hand sizes, and require less effort to shoot, the gun maintains all the properties of the full-sized version to still offer that legendary accuracy and performance. Walther actually had up to 1,000 female hands researched just to try to make something exceptional, and it worked to a large extent. The gun's got no Maxwell, the backstrap is interchangeable, it's got good slide serrations for easy racking, and the magazine is pretty compatible with the PDP Compact and PPQ. While you shouldn't expect the gun to magically improve your shooting skills, it sure is able to do its job perfectly well. The F Series goes for about $699. The Israeli manufacturer of the Masada sure deserves a little more accolade for its effort. While Glock and other prominent names have overshadowed a host of great guns, the Masada is getting along just fine on the market. If you're looking for a good concealed carry pistol that's not of a big name, or you're working with a budget, the Masada Slim is worth considering. Now, one nice thing about the Masada Slim, aside from the fact that it's chambered in 9mm and has a 13-round capacity, is that it works well with a variety of ammo to deliver the same consistent shots. The trigger is crisp enough. Although it lacks an accessory rail and controls aren't ambidextrous, the gun is still great to shoot. It makes concealed carry a lot less cumbersome, and even with minimal aftermarket support, you still get a good gun to work with. Whether or not it's the worst depends on the experience you have with it though, and like I always say, don't pass on testing the gun you intend to take home as your sidearm. The affordability of the Masada Slim even aids in decision making as it goes for less than $500, and so it can easily fit into a budget. The MR920 Elite is one of those pistols that have their roots in the Glock 19. The MR920 Elite is a high-end model built as an upgrade to the Glock 19, just like the Wilson Combat we discussed earlier. One thing I did notice easily during testing was that the grip angle is different and more comfortable than the Glock 19, which practically makes for a more enjoyable shooting experience. If you've been looking for a gun that'll perfectly suit your recreational shooting needs, then you've got a good option to consider here. It doesn't have a magazine safety, but it does feature slide serrations for easy racking of the slide, and that works pretty smoothly. You might be thinking, since it's a Glock clone, why not just pick up a Glock? Well, hold that thought. Unless I'm trying to get into trouble with the government, why would I make a counterfeit product and call it an attempt at making something superior? That wasn't what Shadow System had intended here. They simply thought about the Glock 19 and figured out a way to offer something better, even if it comes at a slightly higher price. So, have it your way. The MR920 Elite goes for $989 and performs better than the Glock 19. The Glock 47 MOS was developed for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and it has since then been a valuable tool. While there isn't much difference between the Glock 47 MOS and other Glocks in the lineup, it's worth mentioning because it's also one of those guns that gets sidelined by the more popular options on the market. It's just as accurate, reliable, and efficient, and if nothing, the fact that it actually got adopted by the Customs is proof that it's not a failure of a handgun. But again, all thanks to the Glock 17 and 19, other Glocks without the number 17 and 19 aren't all that hyped or talked about often enough. The Glock 47 MOS features the G45 frame with a 4.49-inch barrel and maintains a short recoil spring. It accepts various optics adapter plates, and the sight makes it a great pistol. Of course, it's lightweight and packs a 17-round capacity, and going for about $745, it's a pretty good deal. This one's a full-sized beauty with lots of good stuff to offer. The 6-hour P320 X5 Legion is uniquely engineered for tactical use and built on the platform of a proven lineup, making it more context-specific in its application. With a 17-round capacity, one of the best things about the X5 Legion is its sight system. It's got the Dawson Precision Adjustable Sight and a 6.8-inch sight radius, which makes for excellent sight pictures. Made of steel, it's quite heavier than a couple of other handguns, and it makes up for that in its performance. Not only is the gun high-performing, it's also sleek in design. The X5 Legion is a great competition or range pistol that can be fine-tuned to suit individual needs. It's reliable, efficient, and simply wonderful to shoot. The price of this pistol ranges from $750 to $1,000. If you've got the money, why not? Modularity is winning the game in the industry, and manufacturers who are able to steal the opportunity make all the sales. Springfield took everything amazing about its line of guns and amplified them in the Echelon. It's got different magazine capacity options, and the sight system is remarkable, featuring tactical rear sights and luminous front. The optic system fits about 30 pistols, and you don't even have to mount plates. The serialized chassis allows for modularity of the pistol, and that's one of the things people love about the gun. For as low as $679, the Springfield Armory Echelon is a fine pistol with a fine performance. It's impressively accurate and reliable, displaying consistency in every shot. One of the best handguns ever made is the Walther PDP. I never seem to get enough of this pistol, and no matter how much people try to make it look less important, I think it's actually one of the most important pistols that should be hyped all year long. When the full-size PDP was released, it was an answered prayer. And then, the compact model was released, which was well engineered for concealability and high capacity despite being a compact pistol. I mean, a concealable gun with an 18-round capacity? Let me have it. It's super lightweight and has one of the best triggers ever made right out of the box. The performance, accuracy, and reliability of this gun is better tested. If you ever doubt Walther's track record, start with the PDP, you guys. You can purchase it from around $650 to $699. Alrighty, that's it for this review of seemingly the worst handguns that turn out to be some of the best. Make sure you're subscribed and click a thumbnail to dive right back into more fascinating firearms content from us. We'd also love to hear from you. If you have experience with any one of these handguns or have a personal favorite, share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to share this video with a friend and family member, and do leave us a comment. Thanks a lot for watching.